Arkansas's 2007 season was marked by great performances. No one personified this more than the electrifying Darren McFadden.
McFadden gets the call. He's at the 25, the 30. D-Mac at the 40, the 50, the 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Arkansas! Now he steps into the pocket and unloads to McFadden at midfield. Nobody's there, and it's a foot race. McFadden at the 30, the 20, the 10. Touchdown, Arkansas!
McFadden also threw 4 touchdown passes and won a second straight Doak Walker Award, and is completing his season today in a stadium made famous by Walker. Chase Daniel turned in a spectacular. Texas native finished 4th to McFadden, 2nd in the 2007 Heisman race. More importantly, he led the Tigers to their greatest season in school history. Arkansas will have a lot to contend with to find the answer to a relentless Missouri attack.
Down to the 30, breaks the tackle, 25-20, to the 15, to the 10, to the house. Touchdown, Missouri.
It's the 72nd AT&T Cotton Bowl Classic.
Brian, it's a day when we expect a lot of fireworks. Both teams, in fact, Reggie Herring said if you've been underestimating Arkansas, you're making a big mistake. You know, they got some firepower.
Pat, Happy New Year to you. And it is a Happy New Year here because these two teams, Pat, have averaged almost 80 points a game between them. So we expect a lot of fireworks. And for Arkansas, they're simply a great running team. That's what they feature. And it's just not Darren McFadden. It's Felix Jones. It's Peyton Hill. It's 3 great backs. And it's the way they run the ball that is unique. I mean, Darren McFadden will see him at quarterback in what they call the wild hog formation. We'll probably see it half of the game today. So from that formation, he can throw it, he can run it, he can hand it off. They want the ball in McFadden's hands as much as possible today.
Brian, let's go to the other side. Let's go to Missouri. They have perhaps the most accurate passer in college football, the Chase Daniel as well.
He sure can. I think he's the best pure passer in all of college football, Pat. I mean, he's very, very accurate. He really is a commanding figure, but they're a passing team, but it's the way they pass it. You'll see formations today that they have just taken the game of football and changed it. Right guards will play left end. Right tackles will move. Unbalanced formations. Wide splits from the offensive line. We'll see formations we've never seen, so they challenge you as a defense because you really don't know what they're going to be in and what they're going to do out of it.
The 72nd AT&T Cotton Bowl as Missouri takes the field. And they say that the tickets for this game sold out more rapidly than any in the history of the Cotton Bowl. 72 they played.
Pat, I was excited when I heard about the matchup because it's such a contrast. A passing team, a running team, star power, and 2 Heisman Trophy finalists, and Chase McDaniel from Missouri and Darren McFadden from Arkansas.
And here come the Razorbacks, wearing all red as a tribute to the 50 great years of Frank Broyles at the University of Arkansas.
First time they've ever donned the all-red uniforms, and as a player, anytime you wear new and special uniforms, you feel a little bit special.
Well, it's a great day weather-wise, much, much better than we expected. We'll be back for the coin toss and the opening kickoff right after this. A perfect day for the 72nd Cotton Bowl.
Let's go to Chris Devoda with Gary Pinkel.
Coach Gary Pinkel leading his Missouri Tigers this school to their first New Year's Day Bowl in nearly 40 years. The landscape of Missouri football has changed. What are your thoughts, and how big is this game for your school?
Well, it's a beautiful day. It's a packed stadium. I know the Mizzou fans are fired up and excited, and hopefully we play our best game today. That's what I want to be able to do.
How do you hope to contain Arkansas's running game? What's your strategy?
Well, we're going to be on defense right now, so we're going to find out. They're a great team. Try to eliminate big plays as best you can. I think that's if you keep them down to a few big plays, I think we got a chance.
Gary Pinkel is a Harley-Davidson enthusiast. It's a whole different hog he hopes to contain today.
These teams have played 4 times, Pat. Arkansas winning twice. Missouri winning twice.
One of the strange things is that although they're neighboring states, they don't play more often.
Neighboring states, you would think that Columbia would travel to Fayetteville or Little Rock to play back and forth, but they haven't. Many times Missouri's first New Year's Day bowl game since 1970. Been a 38-year drought for this program that has really come back.
That's Felix Jones. Very exciting, very dangerous if you're Missouri. On the other side, back to his left, is Darren McFadden. So they got the two guns back to return to kickoff, and it's a short one. It'll be Jones, Felix Jones at the 12. Got some room. Outside the 30, about the 34-yard line, the Razorbacks will start from there. Casey Dick is the quarterback, number 11.
And he's a local product, Pat. He's from Allen, Texas, just north of Dallas.
Nearby.
He said it's like coming home and playing in the front yard.
With him in the backfield, the dangerous number 5 is Darren McFadden, and Felix Jones comes out wide left. So they got both of their horses in the game to begin. Outside to Felix Jones and around the corner in good yardage. That's enough for a first down. Good opening. Here's the rest of the offensive unit for Arkansas. Those up front. Felton, Petrus, Weeks, who won the Heisman, not the Heisman, but the Remington Trophy.
The Heisman for the centers.
Right.
Nate Garner, the right tackle. Bunch of hogs up front there, Pat. I think that's appropriate for this group.
It's a good offensive line, and they've given a lot of credit by the backs. That's the guy he will run into as exhibited. Here's the Missouri defense. Defensive line, Chavis, Hood, Williams, and Sulak. The linebackers, a good group. Christopher in the middle, Alexander and Witherspoon, who leads the team in tackles. Secondary, Bridges, Garrett, Moore, and Geddes. That's Hillis in motion. The pass is out to him. Down the field and underthrown. A little trick from Arkansas early in the game.
Well, it shows you a little bit about what they think of Peyton Hillis. Kind of a forgotten guy in this Arkansas offense, but a kind of a do-it-all guy. In fact, their offensive coordinator, David Lee, who spent the last 4 years with the Dallas Cowboys, thinks of him like Jason Witten, that type of player.
He's the best receiver, has the best hands on the Arkansas team.
It's a great opening drive here, the 12th play here for the Razorbacks.
4 yards for first down, 3rd and 4. The handoff is to McFadden. They don't get it. Brock Christopher made the stop on McFadden.
There's that Sean Witherspoon as well, the two inside linebackers there, and that was a big stop there.
Big and active they are.
Very active. That was a little mano-a-mano right here. McFadden, you'll see that his physical style and runs right into his own guy. He's got to improve his vision, I think, at the NFL level. But right there, a great stop by Missouri and holding them to a field goal attempt.
Alex Tejada will try the field goal from 36 yards out. Good snap, good hold, high enough, but wide right. Tejada against whatever wind there is. 0-0 to score in the first quarter. And Tejada's wide right. Back at the 72nd Cotton Bowl, Pat Summerall with Brian Baldinger. 0-0. Arkansas took the opening kickoff and drove for a field goal attempt. 36-yarder was wide right. So no score. Missouri in the spread formation, and it is a spread. Look at the splits between the offensive linemen.
Big gaps.
Chase Daniel gives to Temple. Temple out of bounds after a pickup of 9 by Kevin Wood. Chase Daniel, you mentioned Casey Dick being from nearby Allen. Chase Daniel is from nearby Southlake, Texas, Carroll High School.
He doesn't lose a lot of games, Pat.
No. He lost 1 in high school in 2 years, I believe. by 1 point. And he has been very successful. People thought he wasn't quite tall enough to be a quarterback, but he says he's only had 3 back. Rucker on the reception. He's only had 3 deflected all year.
And he has an arm like we just saw on that throw to Martin Rucker, the big 6'6" tight end.
First down, Missouri. There's the offensive line, and it's a good one. And again, notice the splits that they take. Very wide, as far apart as you'll keep going with them. That's what they do. Here's Daniel after faking to Macklin, throwing. Rucker again, the intended target, but incomplete. Razorbacks playing. That's the front 4. The defensive line, Malcolm Shepard, very active and a blue chip player. The linebackers.
The defensive backs will be active today. Matt Hewitt, the senior, leads this team in tackles. So much of the Missouri's roster are players from the state of Texas. We'll talk a lot about them. 18 players on this team today from the state of Texas. Very important to the recruiting and to continue to build this program behind a true Heisman Trophy hopeful next year in this quarterback, Chase Daniel.
Arkansas going with 3 down linemen. Jeremy Macklin. Chase Daniel will take the snap from the center. Look left. Big tight end Martin Rucker. Let's go now to Chris Devoda.
The bowl announcements were made. Perhaps no 2 people more excited that the Tigers were coming to the Cotton Bowl than Bill and Vicki Daniel, Chase Daniel's parents. Bill, I know there's been a lot of sacrifices and time and energy to put Chase on this path. What does this game mean to you guys today?
Great speed. A 46-inch vertical jump.
He's their do-everything guy. I mean, he has scored 4 different ways in college football this year. He's returned a kickoff, punt return for a touchdown. He's run for 4 touchdowns, and then he's their speed demon in the receiving game. So he can hurt you 4 different ways. They try to get the ball to him in as many different ways as they can.
Chase Daniel quickly has him up to the line and spread out the offensive line again. Arkansas with 3 down linemen. Daniel deep. William Franklin made that reception as he stepped just out of bounds, but that pass is complete. Daniel is a very, very accurate passer. He always has been.
Well, he showed great touch on that last throw to Franklin. You see this one. He just drops this one out of the sky right into a little hole behind the zone there. Franklin does a good job noticing of knowing exactly where he is to get that, drag that last toe to stay in bounds.
23-yard pickup on that last play. First down, Missouri. Quickly, one of those quick screens that Missouri runs. William Franklin again. Let's go again back to Chris Devoda.
Well, I'm getting nervous just sitting up here with the Daniels family. Vicki, when I talked to you the other day, you said the best part of this was having the sound of boys back in the house. How many team members have you had at your place?
All week long, on and off. I can't even count them, but it's been great. I've been going through a lot of food with them, but it's been great having them.
Well, they do not miss a game. Vicki is a flight attendant for Southwest Airlines. Those frequent flyer miles, Pat, that certainly helps them get them to those Tiger football games.
Missouri first down. They're at the Arkansas 22-yard line. This is Temple. Still on his feet to the 10. Touchdown, Missouri. The first score of the 72nd Cotton Bowl. From 22 yards out by number 22.
This is a balanced offense, Pat. Tony Temple, certainly when you spread the field as much as they do, and you start concentrating on the passes of Chase Daniels, it opens things up in the run game. And at the end of this run, Tony Temple does a great job of directing traffic to pick up some blockers to get right in the corner of the end zone.
And he still hasn't. It's 7-0 Mizzou. The weather forecast during the week has been really frightening. They were talking about winds up to 40 miles an hour, 32 degrees at kickoff time. It's turned out to be a perfect day. Couldn't ask for better weather.
Well, Pat, you live here. In fact, you live right down the street from the Daniel family.
Right.
Out in South Lake by the airport, and you know on New Year's Day it can be anything here. We've seen snowstorms.
They've had anything here.
It could be ice storms, blizzards.
I don't think there's any question but that Vicky is the loudest. I heard her up here.
Might be some cotton in Bill's ear there. We talked with Tony Temple on Friday, Pat, and sometimes with Chase Daniels in the passing game, he's the forgotten guy. But really, when you watch the tape, when you watch this offense, they're pretty well balanced, and he's a big part of the running game.
Well, you saw him break a couple of tackles on the way to the end zone, and that footwork that got him into the end zone, that's pretty impressive. Daniel, by the way, is 5 out of 6 or 65 yards. Another short kickoff, and again, this is Felix Jones. There's an alley. Felix Jones still going, out of bounds in Missouri territory by Kevin Rutland.
That is a dangerous returner now. I mean, he has all the skills. We've seen so many great returns at the NFL throughout the year. Guys like Devin Hester, this guy has this type of ability because not only can he dart through the holes, he's got the stiff arm right there, violent yards at the end to take down the defender and to fight for the extra yards.
41-yard return puts the Razorbacks in Missouri territory at their 41. Darren McFadden is the deep back. Casey Dick, the quarterback. McFadden, not much. A yard perhaps, stopped by Weatherspoon.
Always got to look here at the huddle to see what formation it might be with Arkansas. Do they go to the wild hog because Casey Dick can be the quarterback? He can, and then motion out and allow McFadden to be the tailback or the quarterback, and now he is lining up the tailback.
And McFadden brought down after a yard pickup by William Moore. Good tackle.
Great tackle. You got to go low on McFadden right there, and he did. Stuck that hat right between the thighs. See, he's got a lead blocker there. That's what
good tackle.
Problem I think with McFadden, he doesn't really allow Peyton Hillis there to set up his block. He gets too close to him. One thing when he gets to the next level, should he decide to apply for the NFL this year, he's going to have to learn how to do better.
Third down, about 9. Make it 8. Casey Dick has time. Pass complete to Marcus Monk. There's a great story. Marcus Monk, 6'6" and 220. Hurt in preseason. Had 2 knee operations, and he's finally made it back to almost 100%. He's not quite there yet, but what a threat he would have been.
Absolutely. Big target, and a guy that practiced all week for the first time this year, every day this week leading up to it. And Arkansas trying to make a decision whether to go for it or not.
Whether to go for a field goal or not, perhaps.
Now they're going to send them.
Now they're going to punt it. Jeremy Davis back to punt it. The first one was a line drive that only went 31 yards, and now they move up quickly.
Yeah.
They're going to run something.
Oh, they got it. They got it, too.
Yes,
they
sir.
pulled Missouri in this one.
Reggie Fish out of bounds. Inside the 30. That'll be an Arkansas first down. They almost gave it away too quickly.
Timeout on the field was called prior to the play.
Prior to the play.
Arkansas.
Wow.
Whatever was spoiled, Arkansas called the timeout.
This is a 30-second timeout.
They had a first down. Reggie Fish.
Once Missouri saw Arkansas change the formation, immediately somebody on the sideline was trying to get the officials' attention to call the timeout. Gary Pinkel and one of his staff members was able to get it in time before the trick play took place.
But they said timeout Arkansas.
They blew that.
I don't understand that.
Yeah, they had it all set up.
Reggie Herring, the interim coach. Arkansas did call the timeout. Now why, I don't know.
Well, they had Missouri fooled.
Yep.
They weren't expecting the trick play that took place that got him the first down.
4th and 4. They're going to do something again. Here's the play again, and this time it's unsuccessful. I don't understand. I'm confused. I hope you're not confused.
Well, what's confusing is that they had it right the first time they called the timeout. They came right back to a similar type play. Boy, Missouri was all over it and all prepared to be able to shut that down and snuff it out. And the result is they give Missouri great field position.
Be Missouri ball at their own 36. Arkansas got the good return from Felix Jones, but unable to take advantage. They lost a yard on that punt attempt. Punt formation attempt. Here's Chase Daniel again throwing. Pass complete. Chase Kaufman.
It's a good passing game from Hawaii tonight.
On 2nd down, Daniel. Temple. Tony Temple gets into Razorback territory at the 35, about the 34. Michael Grant made the stop, but good yardage for Mizzou again.
Got these splits are really bothering Arkansas. The wide splits of the offensive line. There's natural gaps right there. Tony Temple, a skilled runner, has big holes, natural holes to run through, and it's affecting how spread Arkansas's defense is right now.
Missouri no huddle and going quickly. Well, they never huddle. Daniel. Rucker trying to set up a screen, but that quickly went awry.
Well, if there was any thought that Chase Daniel would come out here rusty after a long time off here between their last game, you can forget about that. He's come out razor sharp here, running this offense to perfection, and he got Missouri on the move here at the end of the first quarter.
He's one of those guys who can't sit still. You know that he's not going to be rusty. He doesn't allow himself to be rusty.
The Razorbacks have appeared in this New Year's Day Classic 10 previous times. The first in 1947. The legendary Frank Broyles has presided over the vast majority of the Razorbacks' Cotton Bowl appearances, including coaching 4 of them from the sideline. Coach Broyles and the Razorbacks' finest hour at the Cotton Bowl came in 1965 against Nebraska.
Bobby Burnett slashes the final 3 yards for the Razorback touchdown.
The national championship belonged to Fayetteville and the spirited state of Arkansas.
Nice to be with a legend.
Nice to be with both of you today. Thank you.
50 years. Yesterday was your last day as the athletic director. I got to ask you how that feels.
Well, I'm not in denial because I'm going to move to another position and have some things to do to help the Razorback program. If I was leaving the university, I would be in denial. I don't think there's any question about it.
Tony Temple had 105 before that carry. So now he's up near 120. That was Jackson, I beg your pardon. Stopped by Rashad Johnson. That wasn't Temple, that was Jackson.
What they have, Pat, is they have great depth. They've got 3, you just see Temple coming on, Jackson going off. They've got, they're 7 or 8 deep at wide receiver. They're 3 or 4 deep at running back, and that's a credit to Gary Pinkel in this organization he's put together at Mizzou.
3 wide receivers to the right, and this is Temple. And again, he's over 100 yards and more, and still going. And close to the 5-yard line of Arkansas. Richardson finally knocked him out of bounds.
Well, they truly have Arkansas completely off balance here. Again, it's the same play right here. That's a read there by Chase Daniel. If the end crashes, he hands off to him. And you can see spread out right here. It almost looks too easy. Nobody's even getting a glove on Tony Temple. He's through into the secondary before he ever gets touched.
He picked up 38 yards, so he's well over 100 now already. Chase Daniels sees something on defense that he wants to change and does. It's Temple again. Kevin Woods made the stop, but not before Tony Temple got it into the end zone. And Missouri increases their lead to 13-0.
It's the running game that is winning for Missouri right now, but it's the threat of Chase Daniel throwing the ball. His accuracy is all the different receivers that have Arkansas right now. They've got to make an adjustment. They've got to get out of the three-man defensive line, get back to the four-man line, and concern themselves with stopping the run first.
Temple 11 rushes for 147 yards and 2 touchdowns as Wolford is good again with his extra point attempt. Well, the Razorbacks talked a little bit too much about their speed, and Missouri resented that. They said we played teams who have a lot of speed as well. The Razorbacks alluded to the fact that they play in the SEC, where the teams are, that's supposed to be the best conference there is. Missouri doesn't necessarily agree with that.
Well, their 2 losses were to Oklahoma. Oklahoma will have a lot to say about that as they play later tomorrow night against West Virginia. They lay claim to the best team in the country.
Right now, let's go down to Jeannie Zalasko.
Well, Coach Herring, your offense really struggling to get some kind of rhythm going. How much of it is the Missouri defense? How much of it is the layoff?
Well, I don't know about layoff. We just offensively, we're sputtering, we're hurting ourselves. Defensively, we're not tackling very well. Obviously, can't allow them to line up and run the ball on us, but we'll make some adjustments in halftime and we'll come out swinging. We've been here before.
Thank you, sir.
That's the end of the first half with the score Missouri 14, Arkansas nothing. Jeannie Zalasko will return from the AT&T Cotton Bowl halftime after these messages from your local Fox station. Darren McFadden getting a little massage before the halftime starts, but right now let's go down to Chris Devoda with Gary Pinkel.
Well, Pat, Darren McFadden, Felix Jones, not the star running back of that first half. It was Missouri's Tony Temple. Was that the game plan all along? Will it continue to be in the second half, Coach?
Well, our offense is really based on what the defense gives you. They're dropping a lot of people. They're playing the pass. They're playing sometimes 7 defensive backs. So that's what we decided to do. You know, I don't know what adjustments they'll make. You know, we'll make counter adjustments, but it's a long way to go. We're making a lot of mistakes, too. We got to play better football.
All right, Pat, you mentioned he has 159 yards. Missouri is undefeated when Temple rushes for 100 yards or more.
Well, that's been a pretty good indication so far. They lead 14-0. Arkansas will have to kick off to open the second half. Bounced it down, stopped quickly by Missouri, and they'll take the ball in midfield.
I think that was an attempt by Arkansas to maybe get an onside kick there.
You think
maybe
so?
Bounce it off the front line of Missouri and try and get a quick possession here in good field position, and it backfired on them.
All their tricks haven't worked so far. The fake punt. They got it, called timeout inadvertently, I guess, and had to punt, or tried a fake punt again, and that was unsuccessful. And that's been the extent of their offense so far. Here's Chase Daniel handing to Temple again. And Tony Temple wrapped up after a gain of about 3. Stopped by Weston Dacus.
Well, there had to be some adjustments on Arkansas, both defensively. We'll see they played a lot of 3-man defensive front in that first half. Here they run out an extra defensive lineman. They go to a 4-man front here to try to slow the run down, Pat.
That's one big change. They've been able to stop or contain Chase Daniel. And he drops to throw a quick screen to Macklin. And he could be gone. He had blockers in front of him and looked as if that was going to develop into something a lot bigger. Marcus Harrison made the stop.
Another thing, Pat, is this no-huddle offense of Missouri. I mean, you have to get used to the tempo, you know, because the offense never huddles, the defense never huddles. So sometimes just communication can be difficult.
And they can hurry it up if they need to. Temple comes back next to Daniel. And Temple gets the carry, and he's got some room. to the corner and finally out of bounds at about the 11 by Kevin Woods. But Tony Temple,
he's got too much speed, Pat.
Yeah.
I mean, you see this right here. I mean, Arkansas has him really outflanked there. And you can see that he outruns the leverage of the defense right there, and then able to stay in bounds and break tackles. I mean, he kind of looks like the running game of what Arkansas has been all year.
19 yards on that pickup for Tony Temple. And again, they go quickly with no huddle. Daniel. Ball's loose. Missouri got it back. Now it's called incomplete. Tommy Saunders made the reception from Daniel. Incomplete. That'll make it 2nd and 10.
One of those tight ends. There's Saunders there. Had his hands on the ball, but one of the few good hits by Arkansas today to separate him from the ball.
Jimmy Jackson's in the backfield with Daniel now. Chase on the handoff to Macklin. Around the corner, Macklin inside the 5, about the 3. Knocked out of bounds by Dacus.
Good job by Macklin, just allowing the interference to stay in front of him all the way, just kind of riding shotgun behind the interference, getting as many yards as he can.
9-yard pickup. Arkansas talked about the speed of their team, but Missouri is pretty quick as well.
Very.
Especially Macklin.
All the guys on the outside, and they just get the feeling that Chase Daniel wants to finish off this opening drive of the third quarter.
Temple. Touchdown. Never did get him down. Bertie Fairchild got some pads on him, but not enough to take him down. Marcus Harrison of the Razorbacks is down when the trainers come out to look at him. 4-yard touchdown run for Tony Temple.
Pat, we watched the big highlight reel in the Cotton Bowl banquet yesterday of guys that have qualified for the Hall of Fame, the Cotton Bowl Hall of Fame, and you get the feeling that Tony Temple might be one of those guys that we talk about, you know, years to come.
His 3rd rushing touchdown today. We looked last night at, when we were meeting, at Dickie Magel's all-time rushing record in the Cotton Bowl. That's in danger. I never thought it would be.
You said that last night.
Wolford for the extra point. Tony Temple has tied Dickie Magel's 3 rushing touchdowns record, set way back in '54.
Wolford's kick is good. The score, Missouri 21.
21-0. Missouri goes ahead 6 plays, 48 yards. 1 minute and 22 seconds to get it done. Back at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. 21-0. Missouri leading Arkansas. And the Razorbacks have gotten very little going on offense. And they haven't been able to contain Tony Temple, the running back from Missouri. 21-0. Missouri's kickoff coming from the 30-yard line. The Razorbacks, McFadden and Felix Jones up, standing just inside the 20. Line drive kick. Gets away from Jones momentarily. He can't get away from anybody. Good coverage by Mizzou. Tremaine Vaughn's down to make the stop.
Pat, in the last 2 touchdown runs from Tony Temple, they've been in a shotgun. You'll see Chase Daniel has really rescued the plays with great eye-hand coordination. A bad snap from Adam Speaker. Able to rescue that one, and then the last touchdown by Temple, almost identical snap. Ball looked like it was going to get away from Daniel, but just great hands on him to rescue a bad snap and then get the ball into Temple's gut.
1st and 15. Felix Jones, nothing doing. Tommy Chavis to make the stop.
Missouri linebackers are just challenging the line of scrimmage. Brock Christopher, Sean Witherspoon, those guys are lining up almost in the defensive line, and they're just challenging. They're saying, we're going to take the run away. We know that the quarterback can't beat us, and they've challenged them, and they've won that challenge here today.
When you know the quarterback can't beat you, You can do a lot of things on defense.
Yeah.
Felix Jones, 8 carries for 36 yards. They've contained McFadden and Jones. Pass is picked off by Missouri. Touchdown. William Moore timed it perfectly. Casey Dick was a little bit late. And Missouri moves further ahead. 26 yards on the interception return for Moore. And a touchdown, Missouri.
That's one of those 3-step drops, and Moore was just waiting on it, poaching, waiting for that out route to come, and he jumped it, and it was an easy return for a touchdown.
Perfect anticipation. Wolford for the extra point. He's 3 for 3. He hasn't missed all year, and he still hasn't.
The kick is good.
Tony Temple of Missouri is now, or has become, the 4th 200-yard rusher in Cotton Bowl history.
You see Witherspoon comes in, tips this pass here, Pat.
Yep.
Just slows that pass down just a little bit more. The intention receiver, Hillis, never had a chance since Moore saw the tip. These players practice that play, that tip drill every single day, and Moore can't believe what an easy touchdown that became.
Back deep for Arkansas, Felix Jones and Darren McFadden. A bouncer again in the direction of Jones. This one he handles cleanly. Good coverage again by the Tigers.
Pat, here's the story today, and it's Arkansas came in one of the best running teams in the country. Darren McFadden, Felix Jones combined 119 yards. And Tony Temple, as we've been talking about here, just adding up the numbers series by series, 217 yards and 3 rushing touchdowns.
So it's a Razorback first down. That looks like. Well, here's the wild hog formation. 3 wideouts left for Arkansas. One of them in motion. This is Peyton Hillis. Oh, McFadden keeps it. I beg your pardon. Let's go down to Geneva Zelasco.
All right, guys, Arkansas has these chairs set up on the sidelines for offense and defense. Each unit gets to rest when they're not needed. That is until it became 28-0. The offense just got a tongue lashing to get out of the chairs and start walking the sidelines. They didn't come down here to feel sorry for themselves. They came here to win a football game. So from now on, when they're not playing, they got to stand upright and walk the sidelines and cheer their team on and really support them.
Well, there's been very little reason, Genia, to stand up today or cheer or call the hogs or anything. 28-0 Missouri. 7:16 still left in the third quarter.
Looking on today for Arkansas is the future head coach Bobby Petrino, named the head coach over the last month here. Stepped down at with the Atlanta Falcons back in Fayetteville, and he's looking down here, and they won't be a running team under Bobby Petrino. There'll be a passing team. There'll be a spread offense.
Well, in all likelihood, they won't have Darren McFadden back. Maybe Felix Jones, although he hasn't declared whether he wants to be eligible for the draft or not.
He told us, he said a lot depended on what kind of game he had here today.
Right.
The performance he's had, maybe he'll be back in Arkansas Red next year.
McFadden to Michael Smith from the Wild Hog formation. Striker Shulock.
Striker Shulock with
made the stop.
It's 1st and 10 for the Razorbacks.
One thing we really haven't seen from that Wild Hog today is any kind of a deep throw by McFadden. Watched him in practice. A lot of shots to Marcus Monk in practice during the week, but we haven't seen anything like that where they've challenged Missouri's back line of the defense.
That's McFadden deep, and he keeps it. McFadden to the Missouri 40 and inside. Stopped by William Moore, but one of McFadden's better efforts today.
One of the few times he was able to get through that second level of linebackers.
He gets a rest, and Felix Jones returns.
Almost any time that you feature the run and you're down 28-0, it's always, you always think that it's tough to come back, but these are explosive players, and they have come back down a lot this year.
McFadden again. Felix Jones that time, beg your pardon.
And almost any time Felix Jones or McFadden has the ball now, Missouri is trying to rip it out. They're trying to strip it, and they can take that kind of gamble now. If they miss the tackle, all right, they're up 28-0. They're trying to get as many turnovers as they can, and on tape they saw where Arkansas had fumbled 26 times this year. They feel like they can get the ball out.
2nd and about 5 at the 35. Direct snap to Felix Jones. That has to be timed so explicitly. And there's a flag on the play.
I'm not so sure that was timed perfectly. McFadden was looking around like, wait, that ball was supposed to come to me. It just came early. Watch this. I have never seen this time before like this. I thought it was, you see McFadden and Hillis are standing there going, wait a second. I think he beat it.
For the dead ball, personal foul, number 12, defense, 15 yards, automatic, first down.
Personal foul against Missouri gives the Razorbacks their best field position of the day. Bridges.
Yeah. Been talking about Sean Witherspoon all day, a linebacker, big linebacker from East Texas. He's had a big day, one of the few mistakes he's made.
Now it's McFadden. McFadden's got some room to the outside. Let's see how far he can go. Stays on his feet, out of bounds at about the 10. Close to a first down by Garrett.
Well, when he gets outside like that's where he can show off his speed. He hadn't many chances. I mean, Missouri has been an excellent tackling team all day today.
Their linebackers and front four, if it's 4, have done an excellent job today.
All the credit in the world up front.
2nd down, about a half yard they need. Hillis will get it. Down to about the 7.
Now, before you can think about a comeback here of this magnitude, you got to get one. You got to get the first touchdown in, break the ice. You know, the one thing about Missouri is the way that they play so fast. I mean, if you can get them off the field in 3 downs, you can get the ball back in a hurry. Very little time goes off the clock the way Missouri plays offense.
Felix Jones inside the 5. Stopped by Van Alexander, but he moved it closer. That's about the 4, I guess.
Direct snap to Felix Jones that time, and they're just shuttling those guys back and forth, Jones and McFadden here. Seeing who can finish this drive off and get the first touchdown. Just get them started here, get some kind of momentum going for the Razorbacks here with still a lot of time left in the 3rd quarter.
It'll be McFadden deep. Casey Dick, the quarterback, is flanked wide left. Michael Smith down to about the 2 or 1.5 or something like that. As the Razorbacks move closer to their first dent on the scoreboard. Outside the 2. 3rd and goal.
Missouri has made it tough, haven't they? If Arkansas is going to score, they're going to have to earn it. Missouri's not giving them anything up front. Lorenzo Williams there, and awfully tough.
McFadden, who's hit right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing. They got to go for this.
Absolutely. Van Alexander, one of the trio of linebackers that have made stop after stop here today.
Fourth and goal at the 3. They lost about a half yard on that last effort by McFadden. They got to go for it.
That Marcus Monk is all the way out left. One-on-one. This looks like a fade route to me up top here.
Back to McFadden, who cuts forward and gets into the end zone for a Razorback touchdown. They finally made a dent. McFadden put his head down and took it in.
Well, he wasn't going to be denied. They got him out there to the wide side of the field. A little bit of real estate out there. When he turned those shoulders north-south, I mean, he looked awfully determined to get in there and get the first score.
Tejada for the extra point. First attempt today. And it's 28-7. Missouri comfortably ahead. But Arkansas finally on the scoreboard.
Come out on the field.
Back in 1954. Memories of this will last forever. Dickie Magle, on his way to a touchdown run, made the mistake of going in front of the Alabama bench, where Tommy Lewis put on his helmet and came off the bench to make a tackle. Magle has the Cotton Bowl record with 265 yards. Tommy Lewis said, "I was just too full of Alabama." Darren McFadden just scored for Arkansas. Has not been one of his better days, but he certainly is an All-American candidate.
Got that ability, like a lot of great backs, Pat, to really gain a lot of his yards later in the game when he starts wearing down defenses.
Right. Deep, good kickoff. Fabra sent it out of the end zone. And so Missouri will start for them at 20. 73,114 in attendance today. That's not a record, but I don't see any empty seats. Do you?
No, No, this was filled early, too.
Yeah. 10 or 15 mile-an-hour winds. And Chase Daniels throwing into it at the moment. Daniel back. Pass is caught over the middle by William Franklin. And that'll be enough to move the sticks. A Missouri first down. Jamar Love made the stop for Arkansas.
Well, that's a great throw by Chase Daniel. A key third down right there over the middle. As well covered as you can have it, and he stuck this throw.
16-yard pickup.
Yeah, threw it high for Franklin to go get it. And that's what you got to be if you're going to be a great quarterback and a Heisman Trophy finalist, to be able to make those kind of throws.
Temple gets the carry and gets around the corner. Tony Temple. Nudged out of bounds by Kevin Woods. Or knocked out of bounds by Kevin Woods.
Kevin Woods defending on the play.
Temple adds to his total.
But if you're watching this at home here, you'd think that Missouri is dominating the game, but if you look at the time of possession, because Missouri doesn't huddle up, they don't hold on to the ball for a long time. Their possessions are a lot quicker than Arkansas's, who does huddle up. But 11 fewer minutes of offense, yet they still lead by 3 touchdowns.
Daniel back to throw. Chase from behind, and down he goes. Knocked down by Freddie Fairchild. First time he's been down.
He's so good at eluding the rush, Pat. He's so good running. He has an extra gear, but that time be able to trip him up from behind.
That makes it second and very long. 18, perhaps, maybe more.
Daniel's a guy that can take a hit now. I mean, he's thick, you know, from the hips, the waist down. He says that he's got to kind of watch what he eats a little bit, keep his weight down. But, you know, he can take a hit. He's built strong.
6 feet, 225, 220 maybe.
There's the signals there. Now who's which one is sending in the play right there? They got 4 guys there. All of them giving signals. Little genuflecting there to Chase Daniel. He gets that signal and play is on.
And the handoff is straight ahead. Jimmy Jackson got the carry, stopped by Antoine Robinson.
Yeah, big credit today is to the offensive line of Missouri. You know, the center, Adam Speaker, he's got a shotgun snap that ball every play. They run a lot of power runs out of it. It's not easy to snap it to the quarterback and then fire out onto your defensive line. And either side, Madison and Gregory, they play very well up front.
And those splits, again, I hate to be redundant, but that's really been the key to the whole thing. The splits in the offensive line.
3 to 4 feet. 3 feet between the guards, 4 feet between the guard and the tackle.
A lot of time for Chase Daniel, and the pass is caught by William Franklin. That's enough for a Missouri first down.
Chase Daniel was standing back there like a statue that time. Feet firmly in the ground, nobody around him. And then when he pulls the trigger, he can really fire it.
17-yard pickup that time for a Missouri first down. Franklin gets congratulations from one of the 2 Missouri tight ends, Kaufman, whose father played in the NFL for many years with Green Bay and Kansas City. 28-7, Missouri. So Missouri ball at their own 40. Look left, throws right, got a man wide open, dropped it. William Franklin had nothing but grass in front of him and dropped it.
It's the easiest throw that Chase Daniel had to make all day. Give him credit. That guy sees the field incredibly well. He basically stopped covering Franklin. He sees him, rolls out to his right.
Well, give credit to this Missouri offensive line. They've given him all day to throw the ball today. He's had time on every pass he's attempted except a couple. Daniels 12 out of 26. A couple of drops like that. Jimmy Jackson, the ball carrier, picked up about 7 or 8.
Now you got to look ahead here at Missouri. They come in today ranked number 7 in the polls, and you got to think that with Chase Daniel coming back, Jeremy Macklin, you know, just a star freshman, that this program under Gary Pinkel is in such great shape. For a week this year, they were number 1 after a big win against Kansas, lost it the following week against Oklahoma, but so much going for it here on both sides of the ball.
Again, Chase Daniel looking left first and then back to the right, incomplete. Intended for William Franklin, I beg your pardon.
Daniel's upset with himself. He had the open receiver, and he wears those emotions on his sleeve. Just anybody to look at but himself, and missing that throw.
Jarrell Norton back deep for this punt. Cross it to punt it. Good kick. Mishandle. Missouri has it. William Franklin down on the coverage and recovers the ball for Missouri.
Just careless in this wind here. The wind at his back, so ball carrying. He just never got underneath the ball.
Cornell Davis made the recovery.
See Jarrell Norton here misjudges the wind, tries to catch that ball over his shoulder. Never really had a good grasp of it at all at any time. Bounce right to Missouri like most of the bounces have today.
Chase Daniel back in action and hands off in front of him. Macklin's kept his balance. Started in the other direction. Stopped by Michael Grant finally. Chase Daniel dancing in the pocket and finally overthrows William Franklin in the corner of the end zone. Tony Temple, the Missouri running back, has 241 yards carrying the ball. That's third most in Cotton Bowl history, behind Dickie Magel and behind Chuck Webb, who had 250.
A couple other pretty good backs on there. Ricky Williams from Texas played in this game. Fox's first Cotton Bowl.
Here's Chase Daniel. Off the back of the goalpost. In the direction of Jerry Macklin.
Jeremy Macklin has scored 16 touchdowns this year in a lot of different ways, 4 different ways. 4 running the ball, 9 from receiving, but 2 punt returns for a touchdown and an impressive kickoff return. Only thing he hasn't done yet is thrown for a touchdown.
Jeff Wolpert for the field goal attempt of 32 yards. He's 20 out of 24 for the year and has made all of his attempts in the Big 12. And that one's good as well. He hasn't missed an extra point, and he's perfect today in his only field goal attempt. That's 31-7. Missouri on top. Michael Smith, Brandon Barnett back deep for the Razorbacks. Normally it had been the dynamic two of McFadden and Jones, but they've decided to make a change. Barnett, number 6.
Been a tough afternoon for Darren McFadden and Felix Jones. So much hype, so much expected, but Missouri was ready. Has had a great defensive game plan. Never really let either one of those guys get loose today.
Good kick. Fielded at the 3. Let's go down to Chris Savona.
Well, only one other time has Missouri been in the Cotton Bowl. It was January 1st, 1946. And some of the members of that team, 5 in fact, are here in the stands today. One of the big stars of that game was Robert Hopkins, over 125 yards. Do you remember? Do you have memories of that game here at the Cotton Bowl?
Paper said.
What do you mean that's what the paper said?
I don't think they counted everything, but that's good enough.
So you're saying you had some more than that, huh?
Well, they didn't count kickoff returns, punt returns, intercepted passes. There are a lot of things that the rules are different today than they were then. It's not really the same game as when we were here.
What's this week been like for you? Kind of reunion for you guys?
Oh, yes. I haven't seen Louis Bowser for 70 years. Maybe not 70, but Ray Cliff, we worked together up in Canada a couple of summers, and I sort of stayed in touch.
Wonderful. We're glad you're here. As we said, 5 members of Missouri's only other Cotton Bowl team here in the stands, and they are enjoying this score right now.
I'll bet they are. Carl Geddes on the stop of Michael Smith.
Been a long drought for the Missouri Tigers from this game. This is Arkansas's 11th trip to the Cotton Bowl. Pat, you've done just about every sporting event out there. Pat, your first time you've ever done a football game with Arkansas down on the field.
First time I've ever done where I went to school, First time I've done an Arkansas game. First time they've ever been dressed in all red.
You might want to retire that.
Casey Dick taken down by the Missouri rush. Sean Witherspoon first.
Sean Witherspoon's had a good day. We met with him after practice last Friday at Texas Stadium. Comes from a tiny little town in East Texas, Jasper, Texas, and was really looking forward to this afternoon's game. I mean, it was homecoming for him as well. Family in the stands here today, and he's really showed himself up well. Really an every down linebacker too. Never comes off the field.
The 3rd sack by the Missouri defense leads to this punt. Bounces right back to Missouri. There's a flag on the play anyway.
We have penalty flags on the kick.
8:43 left. It's against Arkansas, as you pointed out, Brian. 8:43 left to play, and Missouri on top, 31-7.
Yeah, Macklin never got a chance to field that cleanly. But even with the ball in the air, Missouri still comes down with it like they have just about every loose ball today.
Freddie Burton down a little too early.
46, kicking team.
So Missouri takes over
Automatic, first down.
at the Arkansas 40.
First down and 10 for Missouri.
Missouri been in control of this game really from the beginning. 31-7 they lead. Back at the 72nd Cotton Bowl, Pat Summerall with Brian Baldinger. Missouri leading 31-7. Tony Temple has a chance, a legitimate chance to become the all-time rushing leader in this game. He has 241 yards rushing. 265 is the record. He gets the carry.
I think they're going to give him a chance for that record, Pat.
He might get it.
I would say that he's got it.
His fourth touchdown of the day. Shedrick Jackson chased him into the end zone, but that's 4 touchdowns for Temple. And that should be enough on that 40-yard run to give him the all-time record. I guess I was out of line last night asking if Dickie Magel's record would ever be broken because Tony Temple just broke it.
Pat, you were way out of line.
Yeah, sorry.
What a New Year's Day that he'll remember for the rest of his life. Senior looking to play at the next level come next year, and that's the kind of send-off you should give.
Yeah.
That's Chase Daniel leading the charge, carrying him off the field like a king on a chariot. Never know who can be the star of a day on the day of a Cotton Bowl, and we'll be talking about Tony Temple for years to come when we look back at the history of this game.
You know, I think he pulled a hamstring on that touchdown run. He got 281 yards total, but I think he tore a hamstring loose on that last run.
Well, he's going to have time to let it heal.
Yep, he sure will.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he pulled up. He sure did.
Yeah.
Gerald Norton brought him down. You can see at the very end of this run, right about here, running away from those. You can see him just start to pull up on the left leg. And I think that's exactly what he did.
281 yards for the day on Tony Temple. 4 touchdowns. And that's been the story of this game. They're carrying him off, not because they're celebrating with him, but because he pulled a hamstring on that touchdown run.
Well, I tell you what, to get a send-off like that, maybe it's worth getting a little hamstring tweak there.
Maybe it is.
To get a send-off like that. And of course, no running back is complete without his line, and they're all giving him just the biggest New Year's Day hug that he's ever gotten.
Michael Smith is back deep. This kickoff goes to him. To about the 23. Good coverage again by Missouri. They have totally dominated this game, no question about it.
You can see here, just watching the face here of Tony Temple. Just kind of in agony as he scores his 4th touchdown.
There's the AT&T Cotton Bowl trophy, 17-yard gain. And that's going to go to the Missouri Tigers. They lead 38-7 with just over 3 minutes left to play.
Gary Pinkel has been a great college football coach. Started at the University of Washington as a player, playing for Don James, coaching for him, then at Toledo, where he had great success, and then here at Missouri. Been a very loyal guy to each program that he's ever been at, and his staff has been incredibly loyal. 8 coaches that came with him from Toledo have been with him all along the way. Opportunities to leave and go run other programs, but they have stayed with him.
That last carry by Farrod Jackson, yes, indeed. Loyalty is a big word to Gary Pinkel. They say he's relaxed a little bit in recent years, but that loyalty is a big thing. runs inside the 5 is Michael Smith, knocked out by Ziggy Hood. 38-7. Just over 2 minutes left to play. A look again from the AT&T Skyview.
It'll be third down and a yard.
Gives you those unique shots.
Kind of almost incredible, Pat. The last game that Arkansas played was a triple overtime win against then #1 LSU at Baton Rouge, and they scored 50 points that day.
Nothing doing for the Razorbacks this time.
Hand off to Farad Jackson.
In overtime, in triple overtime. They got 50 points.
Making the tackle.
Missouri was #1 at one time, ranked #1. There was a lot of feeling in Missouri that they should get a BCS bowl bid. Well, but not a disappointment by any means that they came to the Cotton Bowl. On 4th down. Incomplete. Casey Dick lofted it to Terrell. Terrell made the hit that knocked it loose. Lance Thompson was the intended receiver. So Missouri's lead stays intact. It's 38-7.
Timeout on the field. This is an official timeout.
Chase Patton is the backup quarterback from Missouri. Missouri celebration has begun.
Did they get him? Did they get him to house right here? Oh yeah, oh, he got it all.
Good shot.
Got it all. He had no idea that was coming.
Marcus Woods gets the carry, stopped by Kevin Woods. Pinkel got the shower.
He'll take it.
And the congratulations. And yes, you're right, he'll take it.
12 wins for Missouri this year.
38-7 the score. Clock running now with about 20 seconds left to play. His 12th win this season. Most in school history. And when you think about Don Farrow and Dan Devine and all the people who've been there. Of course, they do play more games now than they did in those days, but 12 wins in any category is pretty doggone good. Missouri.
Looked like a very well coached team out here today. Very sharp, executed very well from the very beginning.
No matter what you think about what loyalty you have, Missouri was a far superior team today.
Execution in all phases of the game today. Give Gary Pinkel all the credit and to his staff this afternoon.
We'll be back at the 72nd Cotton Bowl with a few final thoughts in a moment. Right now, let's send you down for the trophy presentation to Jeannie Zelasco.
Thank you, sir. Obviously, this is a complete team effort, so we got to get everybody into one spot. We got something for you. Notice how we can quiet the crowd now. And a friend of Fox, Jose Gutierrez from AT&T, has something to present.
Thank you, Jeannie. Coach Pinkel, congratulations on behalf of AT&T. I want to congratulate you, all your players, all the fans for the University of Missouri, and particularly Tony Temple on a record-setting performance. And actually, Coach, I only have one thing to say to you. M-I-Z. And now to present the trophy, our chairman of the Cotton Bowl, Bruce Gadd.
Thank you, Jose. Thank you, Jeannie. Coach Pinkel, it's great dominating performance out there today. You all had a great game plan, offensively and defensively, and I want to congratulate you, but I'm here to present you as the champions of the 2008 Cotton Bowl, AT&T Cotton Bowl Classic, our Field Scoville Trophy. Congratulations.
Hoisted high. This doesn't come around very often. Coach, we want to give you some on-air time here because we're talking over 30 years in between bowl appearances. This was worth the wait, yes?
Yeah, it's been worth the wait. Hey, how about them Tigers? And how about those Mizzou? How about all you Mizzou fans for believing in us? Thanks very much.
And I know this counts just as one win, but it's the bigger number that we see here, 12. Yeah, can you believe this on this season?
It's huge. And it's all about my team, my coaches, just a great group of kids. I'm just so very, very proud of them. They've just done a great job working hard, and I'm just going to hug and kiss them all before they go home.
All right, can we just talk about one of the kids in particular, Mr. Temple, and the record-setting day he had? Unbelievable.
Well, first starts with the offensive line, and then Tony Temple right here had a great day, Tony.
They didn't carry you in here? Are you okay? Is the hamstring all right, or does it not matter right now?
Oh, it doesn't matter. I don't feel any pain at all. But, first of all, got to give all glory to God. Without him, none of this is possible. Then it goes straight to my offensive line. They did amazing. I'm just so happy for our team, and we got the W.
All the conversation about the ground game in this matchup focused on the other side of the field. What do you think allowed you to really go off today?
I mean, it starts with my team. My wide receivers, Chase Daniel, they've been doing a great job all year. And when you got to play for them and acknowledge them, and then we got our defense. Our defense is taking that to heart. And it showed out there today.
Yeah, on the subject of Chase, I think you got about 60,000 friends here, Chase. So congratulations, soak it up. The 2008 Cotton Bowl champs.
So for Brian Baldinger, Jeannie Zelasco, and Chris Savoda, this is Pat Summerall saying so long from the 72nd AT&T Cotton Bowl Classic. This has been a presentation of Fox Sports, your home for the Cotton Bowl, Sugar Bowl, Fiesta, and Orange Bowl, plus the 2008 National Championship win. Thanks for being with us. So long from Dallas.